We extend our best wishes to our fellow Catholics. It gives us great pleasure to have you return to our channel. I hope you have a wonderful day filled with grace in Christ. Pope Francis's frequent expressions of worry and anxiety have raised concerns about the Vatican's possible safety, as well as the veracity of online predictions. The prophecy of Marie-Julie Jahenny, a French mystic famous for her stigmata, has drawn a lot of attention among these. Her prophecy of 3 days of darkness, purportedly scheduled for 2024, depicts a time of severe hardships, wars, illnesses, and other disasters that culminate in a tremendous earthquake and 3 days of unbreakable darkness. A new era of peace and optimism for humanity would subsequently replace this period of gloom. There are 2 ways to understand Marie-Julie Jahenny's prophecy. It can be interpreted literally as a prophecy of actual occurrences. However, it can also be seen symbolically as a sign of a serious spiritual crisis. The themes of Marie-Julie's prophecy are echoed in Pope Francis's teachings on modern darknesses like polarization, terror, war, and indifference. He emphasizes the significance of inner light, faith, and ethical conscience in overcoming these obstacles. According to the prophecy's literal interpretation, a terrible earthquake would be followed by a deep darkness that would make it impossible for anybody to see or move without the use of candles. 3 terrifying days would pass, during which turmoil, bewilderment, and panic would rule. But this time of upheaval would be required for a later purification, which would bring forth a new era of optimism and peace. According to the symbolic interpretation, on the other hand, the 3 days of darkness represent a profound spiritual crisis. According to this viewpoint, humanity will experience a time of moral and spiritual gloom that is characterized by pervasive apathy, anxiety, division, and strife. Pope Francis's cautions against the darkness that permeates our world today are consistent with this perspective. Since 2014, he has spoken the darkness of apathy that dehumanizes us, the paralyzing fear, the destructive lunacy of war, and the polarization that confronts and divides us, undermining any possibility of fraternity. Numerous subtleties are revealed by the argument between 2 interpretations, literal versus symbolic. Should we brace ourselves for a profound spiritual crisis, or for 3 days of total physical darkness, an unprecedented environmental disaster? The prophecy's genius may lay in its ability to be interpreted in both directions, providing a thorough warning that crucial periods of unavoidable cleansing are coming. Whether we will be ready to ignite our inner candles and face this time with honesty and trust is the key question. Pope Francis's thoughts and Marie-Julie's prophecy both emphasize the need for inner light to help us navigate the approaching darkness. Faith, an ethical conscience, active compassion, or sound judgment in the face of false information are some examples of how this inner light may appear. It can also include avoiding hatred and giving in to the savagery of our day. Pope Francis frequently highlights that shining our light through the current moment is just as important as diagnosing its darkness. Francis's words and Marie-Julie's prophecies both urge us to rekindle our inner candles in order to chase away the darkness within and outside of us. In the end, every prophecy and prophetic message aims to bring out the best in us in the face of the difficulties of the present and the future. Everyone will experience the darkness, whether it be real or imagined. But the light we decide to shine and value will only be determined by our discernment and hard work in clearing the path. Marie-Julie's enigmatic prophecy revolves around this communal cry to light the future with the unbreakable beacon of our hearts. This prophecy looms large over us as 2024 draws near, causing many to wonder and speculate. Will the 3 terrible days of darkness that Marie-Julie foretold fall upon the world in 2024? There is unquestionably a lot of anticipation surrounding this date, even though no one can say or deny it with confidence. This is especially true in our hyper-connected society when everyone is looking to the future. If this prophecy were to come to be literally, our delicate modern civilizations would be completely blinded. Others, on the other hand, see these pictures as symbolic of the dark times in spiritual life, which we need to prepare for via prayer and meditation. Whichever viewpoint we choose, the most important thing is to examine this prophecy in light of the historical period in which it was made. Was it a natural reaction to the anxieties of the tumultuous 19th century, or are there remnants of that apprehension in our similarly hectic modern day? In actuality, it is impossible to foresee every scenario that can arise in 2024. In the face of widespread disbelief, we might wake up that year to discover that nothing has happened and ignore the prophecy. On the other hand, the sky might abruptly darken and descend into the most dire anarchy that was foreseen. The impact of the darkness on our lives would be equally significant even if it were a metaphor for a worldwide spiritual crisis. The collective consciousness has been profoundly impacted by this prophecy, bringing forth a variety of feelings, both positive and negative. Maybe it's time for the world community to come together and assess how we want to incorporate this prophecy into our current decisions. Will we nurture it as a challenge to increase our resilience, or will we allow it to sprout as a seed of anxiety? Will we use compassion and common reason, or will we incite fear and spread alarmism? The prophecy challenges us, both individually and collectively, to consider the function of faith in times when it seems like the world is collapsing. It challenges us to think about the practical steps we can take to create a better future in the midst of the problems we face today, as well as how we may compassionately handle the typical emotions of restlessness and uncertainty. These fundamental queries form the basis of Marie-Julie's prophecy, which makes it highly pertinent to our day and age, which is characterized by a number of catastrophes like war, economic hardship, and the fallout from a pandemic. This forecast is brilliant because it can serve as a mirror reflecting our tumultuous present, revealing and identifying the qualities of light and shade in our shared world. The prophecy serves as a reminder that, despite all the uncertainties, light can triumph if the human spirit so chooses. The 3 days of darkness prophesy gives us all a chance to reflect, talk, and determine our shared fate as a group, regardless of what occurs or does not occur in 2024. In conclusion, Marie-Julie Jahenny's prophecy is a powerful call to action, regardless of its literal or symbolic interpretation. It inspires us to rekindle our inner light, prepare for future disasters with integrity and faith, and face today's challenges with compassion and resilience. Pope Francis's thoughts on contemporary darkness and this prophecy exhort us to face the ethical and spiritual difficulties of our day with newfound vigor and optimism. Our collective destiny will be shaped by how we react to these prophetic warnings going forward, emphasizing the value of moral behavior and inner light in chasing out the darkness that lies ahead. Readers are encouraged to interact with these prophetic messages, write comments, and subscribe to the channel for additional information, as this link adds still another level of intrigue and urgency. Regardless of whether we believe or not, these predictions present a significant chance for introspection and action, pointing us in the direction of a time when light will triumph over darkness. We appreciate you staying through the entire video. How do you feel about the subject of today? In addition to remembering to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon next to it, please leave a comment below so that you can be notified when the next video is released.